What's up, everybody? J-Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. Let's get to it. All right, so the subject is basketball. Want to talk a little bit about the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant versus Charles Barkley. Charles has been doing a little bit of talking lately because Phoenix has been not living up to expectations when you bring in a big three of Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. They are struggling to get themselves out of the play-in tournament, fluctuating between the 6th and the 7th seed with a chance to slip to the 8th. Because of this, Barkley has went on the record several times, but recently saying how the reason they're not playing as well is because it's a lack of leadership. The guys are supposed to be leading, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, they're not good leaders and they're not doing a good job of leading. And he also says they're soft. The second part I won't get into too much. That's his personal opinion. Their style of play is definitely one more of a finesse game. They're looking to move the ball, spread the floor, high scoring offense, not a real physical defensive minded team, although they've gotten better on defense lately. But the leadership thing I want to talk about. Charles keeps calling out Kevin Durant most importantly, but also the rest of the guys lately on their leadership with the Phoenix Suns. And his reason for lack of leadership seems to be lack of wins. They're not winning enough. They don't look like they're going to be able to win a championship. So that means they're not good leaders is basically the way it appears and the way he sells it when he's being asked about the subject. Now, is leadership, can you really determine that is my question just based on wins and losses? I think not. To me, the definition of leadership is setting an example, showing up day after day, being the first in practice, the last one to leave, communicating during practice, communicating during the game, being willing to take the big shots when they arrive, being willing to make the plays and hold guys accountable. You can do all of that and lose, and definitely not win a championship. Ask Charles Barkley. Barkley's quick to call out leadership, but you never really hear him saying he wasn't a leader on his teams. When he was with Philly, Moses Malone, Dr. J, those guys were the leaders of the team. But Charles was young, so we won't hold that against him. You could say he was a leader in Phoenix. Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, and them guys was there first. But I'll give Charles some credit for being a leader there, but they didn't win. They came up short. And he didn't stay there but so long. He went on to the next option, right? Houston. Olajuwon, that was his team then. And he didn't win a championship there either. So does that mean Charles Barkley wasn't a leader? I won't go that far. I think he held people accountable. I think he did the little things to be a leader. But he seems to want to have those polarizing comments, those comments that generate a lot of controversy and get everybody talking. He's good at that. Charles says what's on his mind. That's part of how he gets paid, not just the fact that he's a Hall of Fame basketball player and he obviously knows basketball. He played it at a high level, but it's what he's willing to say and not hold back that really makes him the attraction he is in the industry. But I think he goes too far with this because I think that the Phoenix Suns, you got to remember, they put this team together just last summer, technically. Durant got there for less than 10 games to play last season. And then after the playoffs, they revamped the whole team, including bringing in back Bradley Beal. Only guys that were still there was Book and KD. And they put this team together with the idea of basically them being able to build a team around their big three that they thought was the type of guys they were looking for. Some length, hopefully some shooting. No point guard because all these guys can dribble, pass, shoot, and create. So I guess they figured they could do it without a point guard. I think that's a big issue, that they're doing a decent job of moving the ball and making plays, and Book and helping a pinch, but maybe having a more just bona fide point guard could help. But also it's just the fact that this is only the first year they've been together. Most teams don't just instantly click and win unless they have some sort of chemistry. The Heat, when they put their big three together with LeBron, Bosh, and Wade, that did not happen year one. The Golden State Warriors, when Kevin Durant joined, they had revamped the team somewhat, but the nucleus was in place. They had guys, and Durant just had to plug into the system. They're creating a whole new system, even a new coach in Phoenix from last season. So I'm sure we'll get a spicy response from Kevin Durant because he doesn't hold back, especially with Chuck. There's no love lost between them two, even though I think they respect each other to an extent. But I think Charles was off base. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you're looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.